All right. Now, so why has insurance penetration remained low in Nigeria?
The reasons are not far-fetched. First of all, we say commonly that insurance business is a derivative kind of business. It crests on the fortune of the economy. And when you look at the Nigerian economy or society, first of all, very large population live below the minimum wage. And if they live beyond the, below the minimum wage, then it's clear to all of us that they will not be able to afford some of their, even the basic necessities of life. And that is why we commonly say and read over in the newspapers and even hear from people like you in the television that a lot of us are living even under the bridges, meaning that there's no housing. And housing deficit continues to be an issue for constant and regular discourse in our fora. So if that is the case, that is on housing. And then you come to food. We have a lot of IDPs today where people are going to make donation of food, meaning that everybody have not been able to find food. So what happens? Until they are able to find food, they will not be ready or in position to buy insurance. So insurance, therefore, is meaningless to that group of people. So you find, therefore, that when we are ready to grow this business, we need to up our economic base. In the last few quarters, starting from last year, we've been talking about the recession, and that means that a lot of factories have been closed down, a lot of unemployment has arisen, and what happens? It has its own effect on amount or the number of people who can afford insurance products or services. So what has happened, therefore, is that the totality of the effect is that the penetration level continues to be low. However, there is hope. There is hope. After all, listening to the CBN governor very recently, we are being told that we are gradually getting out of recession. So we're waiting for the Bureau of Statistics to release their numbers, and hopefully when they do so, we would perhaps jumping up to smile again, hoping that a lot of our people will go back to work, a lot of our factories will be reopened, and of course, government is now providing a lot of FX, a lot of importation of raw materials will take place. What happens? Again, like I said at the beginning, insurance is a derivative kind of business. So with all of this, the insurance implication, insurance needs will not be taken. And then what you find is that the penetration level will increase.
Now, when you talk about hope, even before the recession thing, I mean, it's been an issue with insurance penetration. Now, borrowing a leaf from what is obtainable, you know, in the developed countries, what do you think, or where do you think the government, those of you who are the operators there, should do to actually encourage proper penetration into the sector?
Yes, I think that both government and the industry are working very closely together to enhance the penetration level or ratio. And in doing that, what is happening is that we've considered some areas of our business to be low-hanging fruits, and therefore let's take advantage of them. It's compulsory that a lot of us who have vehicles should have their vehicles insured. Not necessarily from the damage to the vehicle, but from the point of view of liabilities that they may create from the use of such vehicles. But what you find is that very many of us haven't even got the right insurances. When we decide to buy, we buy from the fake alternative market. So what has happened? Government is and through the regulator, we are in discussion to see that those classes of insurances are enforced. Once they are enforced rightly, then of course you find that more premiums will come. And don't forget that insurance business again is an intermediation industry. It mobilizes these funds through the premium payments, and these funds are channeled into the economy. And when that is done, what happens? It creates employment. and it creates investment funds, even through the banks, for other sectors of the economy. So we believe that these compulsory insurances, which include but not limited to motor, we have issues of fire, we hear every day collapsed buildings in course of construction. We have insurances for all of this, which rightly so, through the National Assembly and government, they have been made compulsory, but they have not been enforced. So a lot of people just go without carry on those risks, without buying the necessary insurances. I think the era we are, and the government we have in place today, they are aware and they know that the support of the industry is required, and the support of government is equally required, and therefore both parties are working together to see that these compulsory insurances are enforced.
When you mentioned the issue of fake insurances, and now talking about the motor insurance, there's what is called the third-party insurance, vehicle insurance. So the third-party vehicle insurance, is that also part of what you're referring as being fake?
Third-party motor vehicle insurance is what I refer to as a compulsory insurance, because the third-party motor insurance...
So which one is the fake now?
Yes, the fake in the sense that who provides that motor third-party insurance? Is he a licensed insurance company? Very many of those certificates carried by most motorists are not from licensed insurance company. Therefore, what you find is that in the event of an accident, rather than produce your insurance certificate to the other party to say, I'm duly well insured, let's contact my insurance company, so that the damage I have caused can be repaired and rectified, what happens is that we end up fighting, because there are no insurances in place.
No, but with the third-party insurance, are you supposed to pay any premium to that?
No, when you have third-party insurance and through your negligent driving of your vehicle, you've caused another damage to his vehicle or injured a third party, what happens is that the insurance company, through the based on the product you've bought, which is your own motor vehicle third-party insurance, is just you only need to report such incidents, and the insurance company will take over these claims, and you have unlimited liability in terms of your life injuries and all debts, but when it comes to property, the insurance company will limit it up to a given amount. But of course, at the beginning of your contract, you have the option to buy more.
Okay, just before I let you go, what is the level of corporate governance in the sector?
Yes, talking corporate governance, I think we are doing very well with respect to that. This is one industry that has its own code of good corporate governance. It was actually signed into law in 2009, but largely remained unenforced or implemented. But sometime last year, it was implemented, and that led to some of our people, in terms of board composition, being asked to go. But thereafter, of course, there's been other changes within the corporate governance structure in terms of management, in terms of auditors and all of that. And all of that is taking place. So insurance industry today is better regulated with the IFRS and all of that. Again, transparency is now within the insurance industry.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Foka, for coming on the program.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Right, that was Idi Efekoa, the CEO, Consolidated Hallmark Insurance. We take a quick break, and when we return, we'll look at the pre-market open. Just stay with us.